Once again, what's happening with it, world? It's your minds and on the Toothless Wonder, reporting on the Bamboozle Again News Network, where, of course, as we see, Negroes get bamboozled every day, B. And this video will be, I'm going to try to tie it together. It'll be about my man, Travis Hunter, the college football player, and a personal situation I had last night about setting, healthy personal boundaries. And how I talk about how, you can tell somebody, hey, don't do this. And then they'll justify or whatever the case may be. And then, you know what I'm saying? And they just got to cut them off, right? So, I've seen some more videos. I've been seeing, Shannon Sharpe has said something to the brother. Big on. I seen the joint Bow Wow did, talking to Travis Hunter. And I guess alive or whatever you want to call it. And that, he was a young stunner in the game with the bag and how to, they was throwing themselves at him, some of the mistakes he made, you know what I'm saying? And in the Negro community, we go for Travis Hunter, though. We go for him. That's why we doing it. And Bow Wow, this ain't to knock you or to shame you or nothing. No, this is from one, I'm a little older now, one homie to the next, who's coming up in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed like the message falling on deaf ears. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of time, and from my understanding to be now, a lot of times as men, or especially young men coming up the game, you got to live life. But nobody, we don't necessarily have the older uncles or whoever, or in our household to really give us the real game as far as living life in today's society and time. So in my humble opinion, I don't fault Travis Hunter for loving a woman. The issue is she don't love him back. You know what I'm saying? Like the old school song, when you play the fool, you the last one to know. The whole town's laughing at me, silly me. They make songs about it, like the Here It Go. So, it's crazy how the internet saw the crime before the police. So, the backlash, the whoop, I think what started was, first, when I started seeing Button on social media first, I think he had a 3-touchdown game in his final college game. He went to go to a woman and she seemed irritated or whatever. Boom. That kind of started the fall, right? Then he turns around and wins the Heisman Trophy for the best college athlete, in America, right? And then I believe Deion Sanders had to make her get up to show support. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then, with those two incidents, I guess, I don't know who these internet detectives are, but then, they digging around. I don't know how they do this. They found a video. Now, they've been together for 5 years. So there's a video from I'm assuming 3 years ago of her in a rap video with some SoundCloud rapper. She rubbing on his head, so saying she lead him up to the bedroom and this, that, and the third, right? Then somebody found some junk of some, I guess it's an IG picture, maybe 4 years ago, who knows, of her at some looked like a Halloween or a Christmas party where she got the slutty outfit on and she hugged up on Main Man. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly she had hearted, I guess, the pro basketball player Anthony Edwards picture, whoop. And people jumping in the comments, yo, shawty out of order, woo, right? It's sad to me because from what I've seen of Travis Hunter and his disposition, he a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is where your goodness gets used against you. You being uninformed or unknowledgeable of the game. They say a smart man learns from his mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others and then attempts to apply it to himself, right? And with, let's say red pill, and then, in that niche of YouTube, it's now a talking point, something to discuss, right? But more, I would like to say 98% of the people who make let's say, quote unquote, red pill content, it's because they was in the exact same position, maybe not the same, circumstance, but they was in the exact same position as Travis Hunter and got did just how he got did. And this can probably either go one or two ways. So he goes through this situation whenever he cuts it, because it's going to end somehow, some way. It's got to, because there's nothing to base it on now. So let's cut this off, sooner rather than later. You cut your losses, lick your wound and go on about your business. Your future's bright, right? So Boy, this one hurt my heart, though. Especially for the young homie, you know what I mean? Because, again, you can't fault the man for doing... He loving his woman. Ain't that what you supposed to do? Like my grandfather, I walked in on a conversation my grandfather was having with my cousin, and I don't know why they're stuck with me. They sitting at the kitchen table when I walk into the kitchen, and my grandfather is telling my cousin, you don't marry the woman you love. You marry the woman that loves you. Message. You know what I'm saying? Because if she perceive you love her, and she don't love you, she ready to twerk you. It's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? When I was like 19, I think she was like 20. But it was the verse. I wasn't really into her. You know what I'm saying? But she do little stuff. I'm so me. I ain't even really paying no mind. You know what I'm saying? So then people in my ear like, oh, she's doing this. And they seem well-intentioned. And I noticed when I'm under the influence of her, I'm more susceptible to being influenced, right? So they saying, you know, it seemed well-intentioned. Yeah, Shawty, go for you. You should wipe that down and whoop the whoop the whoop. So I'm like, maybe they right. Yo, she do, you know what I'm saying? Do little stuff and whoop the whoop the whoop, right? Soon as we get together, all hell break loose, which made no sense to me. And we broke up a few times or whatever. But I'm like, why is it she treat me better when we not together than she do when we is together? Then she carry all piss out of me. And like that Biggie verse, come to find out, she was smashing everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I knew this. So I just stopped fooling with her. And she had smashed some of the homies I knew or kicked it with or whatever. I ain't even go all wild on them or nothing. I just charged it to the game and kept it moving. But then as I attempted to move on, then she would try to hinder me. Like one time she had cut my clothes up because she thought I was cheating. But come to find out she was doing that the whole time. So that's the hard part, right? Where when you know, attached to these Jezebel and then you wise up and break free, even though you're getting done wrong. We seen it in the Papoose Remy Ma situation. I've been, you know what I'm saying? You just can't leave. And then here comes the, like, no matter if you leave the girl, she gonna play the victim in it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was, da-da-da. And every time she opened her mouth, she just make the situation worse, right? It's sad because here's what's gonna happen. And I seen that Travis Hunter deleted his IG. So now the whole, like now I'm starting to see parodies of people making this situation into a joke. And, you know, the internet is brutal, bro. And he about to go to the league. The league probably be even more brutal. You know what I'm saying? And then you got brothers out there who will perceive Shawty and they will smash her, not because they like her, so they can sit up and say, I smashed your woman. They probably won't even say, oh, I smashed, what's her name, Leilani or something? They be like, they ain't gonna say I smashed Leilani. They'll say I smashed Travis Hunter's girl, like knocking you. If he don't get rid of it, it's gonna start affecting his he gonna start, and then probably from his disposition and my dirt road clinical synopsis, it's gonna start affecting his confidence in other areas, i.e. the football field, because he gonna be lined up against whoever, and they gonna be talking crazy to him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to put him in an emotional, angry state. So now he's going to start making bad decisions or his focus going to be off. And again, you can't say nobody. But again, he probably, from the logistics of it, did it the right way. You're supposed to, you know, find your sweetheart when you're young. Y'all, you know, get together, y'all build, y'all grow old. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that because of this culture we live in, and these females are groomed by whomever, because she said she wasn't into him like that. So somebody probably got in her ear and said, girl, do you know who that is? You need to get with him. He about to get the bag. You see what I'm saying? But we as men aren't necessarily groomed in the same way. They're not really giving us the game. You know what I'm saying? And the culture is set up for, again, the predatory nature of the modern female. Now, I think I don't know if she's pregnant or not, but he ready to get his pockets tapped. And there's nothing he can do about it other than cut his losses and leave. But this is sad where, you know, here's what's tripping though, right? This man has had an historic football season. Not necessarily numbers-wise, but in the respect of, I think he won the Heisman, best college player in you know, college football, right? I believe he also won, you know, the best offensive player and defensive player at the same time. That's never been done from the best of my recollection. And for all his accomplishments, historic accomplishments on the football field, are being overshadowed by what his woman is doing and has done in the past. And every time she opened her mouth, I can only imagine his, you know what I'm saying? So when he walks in the rooms and so on and so forth, this could potentially destroy him mentally. When he walks in the rooms, the whispers, or it's not about what he's doing, the work he's put in, as a young stunner in the game. It's about his attachment to a Jezebel. And then she done probably, rocked his world, you know what I'm saying? Give him that loving like he like, and he gone, you know what I'm saying? It's understandable, yeah. We all been there. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad to see, bro. And, he not listening. And I get it. Because a lot, in our community, right, here's another nuance to it. Younger men typically don't listen to older men. I think one component is a lot of time we're not raised around men so much so who hold us accountable or tell us harsh truths. So when it comes, we get defensive or feel attacked. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it's brought. I think that's one. Number two, maybe he grew up in I'm assuming, the typical single mother household. So my perception, I don't know, he's a good kid behaviorally, scholastically, academically, but I don't know how mentally strong he is. It's going to take a mentally strong young man with limited life experience to deal with your personal situation that is now, gone viral and now for all the earth to see. So I get it when he start defending his situation because he's feeling personally attacked. He can't separate the perception of a personal attack versus well-meaning people telling you about a situation that's about to look bad on you. And typically, younger black men don't listen to older black men because they want around them and they feel like they don't care. And now that I'm at this particular situation, now you want to tell me what to do. Where was you at when I was, working on my game? Or, and a lot of time they graft to these young black men for their potential or what they're going to be. But, before he started playing football, who was giving them the game then? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of time, or at least when I was younger, I'll listen. One, you got to word a certain way. Shouldn't be that way, but that's what it is. Or my ear's just going to shut off. And I have to perceive you care about me, the person, not me and what I do, not me, the great football player. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. But this just ties into, a personal situation I had last night. And this is respecting personal boundary and respecting yourself, right? So I cooked a steak with some asparagus and like some seasoned fries, right? Post that joint up on the Facebook demonstration, you know what I mean? So whoop the whoop the whoop. And I got friends who joke with me and all that. But there was a couple white dudes. One, he's like a rural white dude. I went to school with him, right? I don't really know him I know him from going to school, but whatever. And he had said something about, man, that joint looked tough. It's like beef jerky with steak sauce on it. Now, I like to believe I can tell the difference between somebody just lightheartedly joking, because that's how we kick it, or making a joke with a backhanded kind of connotation to it. So my spidey sense tingling. So I'm starting to kind of, I want to say something real fly to him, but I was like, well, let me just walk up to the line. So I reply with, well, I'm a Negro, I don't eat blood. Referring, white folk like blood and, do all that wild stuff back in Roman days and caveman days. No, I ain't one of them, cuz. So he laughed, we leave alone, cool. Just checking the temperature. Forgive me, y'all. So then I got another white dude, right, who swear up and down he Native American. But I don't think so. Now, I know this particular white dude from a treatment sobriety rehab stint during COVID time. So I know the man. Like, we've been shoulder to shoulder. And then, eventually everybody go their separate ways. But when I was working at the rehab where I live at now, out the blue, he had reached out to me through inbox and was like, he jacked up in the game. You know what I'm saying? He need to get some help bad, like immediately. So I work at a rehab, and that's my man, and I've known him previously. They say one addict helping another without parallel. So I tell him, yo, call this number, bro. I think I might have been off that day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he hit me back. But then when I went back to work, he was in there on detox. I'm like, all right, cool. And this ain't no not like, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to do stuff like that, right? So it take him, because he drink bad, such as myself, or used to. So, it take him a couple days to get his brain back together. He get back flowing back to the, the individual that I knew of. You know what I'm saying? So, he kind of setting the tone as far as, how he conduct himself, just helping out, rapping with brothers, woo, right? So he go ahead and leave, whatever. But I think he back drinking. Because typically, like when somebody stay off social media, typically they either, back using drugs or they locked up or something. So he pops back up, right? And he makes a comment on my particular post. And he's like the real brash white dude. Like he's purposely, insensitive, stuff like that, right? Whatever. So he said something about, I forgot what he said. Something about, he thought it was a pork chop or something. So I was like, nah, it's a steak, whatever. So then he goes on like this nice paragraph rant and uses the N-word, not referring to me, but just in his verbiage. So I'm thinking he drinking. So, and then when we was at treatment, during COVID time, it was a brother, he used to use the N-word. So one of the brothers from PG, who was where we was at, kind of got with him on that, like, yo, stop, woo woo, right? So when he uses the N-word again, I replied back, see, there you go using the N-word, right? So he come back with, really? What you mean, really? So I replied back, I said, cuz, if I got to explain to you why you shouldn't use the N-word, you know what? Never mind, don't even worry about it. So now I'm looking for the block button. Well, I couldn't find, so I just unfriended him, right? Which gave him the ability to say something else. Then he was like, man, you know me. Me knowing you ain't got nothing to do with what I just said. You see what I'm saying? Now you're attempting to justify something that's unjustifiable by saying you know me. What me knowing you got to do with you using the wrong verbiage? Not just in this particular, situation or thread or whatever you want to call it. Go out in society and just loosely use that word. I'm actually trying to help you, bro. But again, you don't understand because I perceive you drinking. You're an active addiction. So your logic and all that going out the window. So now, just like I like to do on the intellectual side of things, justify unjustifiable actions and then justify by saying, oh, you know me, or oh, I'm an addict, or man, that don't work. So I went on here and blocked him. And I had no problem don't care, right? Now, I tend to view myself as a business, not in the sense of making money, but I have to do what's in the best interest of the integrity of my institution, of me. You see what I'm saying? So back to Travis Hunter, with me ascending to my own CEO-ship, you see what I'm saying? I might love you. I might know all this stuff and still love you. You know what I'm saying? And still want to believe we can make this work and all that. But I'm going to have to cut you off because you're bad for the business of the toothless wonder. You know what I'm saying? Just like the business will fire a good employee. You see what I'm saying? Because it's in the best interest of the business, maybe financially or whatever the case may be. You're a great employee, but I got to let you go. And they, you might make a couple days, they might think about it and all. After that, it's back to business. And we just take somebody else to fill your spot. It ain't nothing personal, it's just business. You know what I mean? You feel me? But now, again, in this day and time of the justification and victimhood and people playing victim, but actual real victims don't get no love. But playing victim or, oh, I'm like this because my dad did this 20 years ago. That don't give you the justification. That's just the justification you use to continue to do whatever you feel you want to do that you know you shouldn't do. But then you want people to give you a pass because of what you just said happened 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, how they say, let's say people who might have been through molestation or more prone to molest when they get of age or in a certain position, right? But just because you, as egregious as that is, just because you got molested, don't give you the right to turn around and molest other people. You need to deal with that. I know it's hard. But that don't give you the right to go do it to other people. And then, reciprocate the same traumas on other people. You supposed to break it. That's actually strength. You see what I'm saying? If you can't help them, don't hurt them. Or say if you were, physically abused, when you get older, you're more prone to physically abuse. Or back to Travis Hunter, what'll end up happening? He's either it's gonna affect him mentally, where he's gonna start questioning his confidence in other areas where he's been excellent at. You know what I'm saying? Or he's gonna go stone cold Steve Austin and turn into a monster. It could go either which way, but I'm more leaning towards the other one. The former, and that it's gonna start affecting his confidence and whatnot. On the field, they're gonna be talking crazy to him on the field. It's in the battlefield, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing off limits. You know what I'm saying? But he still got the sky's the limit. If he can get past or remove, the light of the Jezebel or the artificial light of the Jezebel, he can probably have any woman he want now. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just doing that. Because, some brothers say, oh, if you want to get over one woman, get to the, just get on another woman. No, because she probably going to do the same thing. And she probably going to smell your, lack of confidence or the hurt on you. And she going to exploit you. Nah, bro. Some Dion or one of these brothers, I know it hurt, cuz. Put his arm, I know it hurt in that, like, man-to-man type, you know what I'm saying? Heal, bro. Focus on your craft. Take it out on the opposition. Take that anger out on the football field. Show them they can't net with you. You know what I'm saying? Take that pain and turn it into, purpose and because see, like me, I'm pretty much, like, I'm a decent guy, you know what I'm saying? But I notice I do have a component with me. When I get mad, it gives me more of a singular focus. I stop overthinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't care nothing about that mad. You know what I'm saying? All I care about is destroying the opposition. You know what I'm saying? By any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? There was a scene on the Spartacus Stars joint where the one Roman dude, his one was cheating on him with the gladiator. He found out, well, he knew about it. He'd been known about it, but he was just moving chess pieces around. So he ended up pulling this move, and then by her doing it, it made him look all Willie Lump style, right? But he ends up pulling out this master Willie stunt where he consolidates power and do all that, right? So now he the done daughter. So now she discovers that he knows about it, but he ain't never said nothing to her yet. So she gotta go talk to him and all that. So she's scared and nervous, right? And she was like, well, who have you become? And he said this, what did he say? Damn, how my mind said? Oh, I remember that joint. My mind say, he said, this animal you see before you was birthed out of necessity. No, yeah. Like I had to become this for y'all not to destroy me. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, he said the individual you see before you, he said, was born out of necessity. That's kind of how he worded. If I don't become this, y'all have destroyed me and thought nothing else about it. So now all y'all already bow down to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the Don Dada. I hope and pray Travis Hunter, licky wound, and he go that route with it. Because he already super duper nice. And if he kind of just lock in, take his frustration out in training, left in his whatever, that he, his natural skill set, get in the league, and just style on everybody. Yeah, I heard y'all talking, but y'all can't fool me with this head. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only way it can go. Hey, I remember this one, and I'm going to leave on this note. So when I was in treatment, they used to make us watch these movies and pull out these recovery, life-related things, right? So now when I see movies now, my brain is still prone to do that. So I actually saw the Deadpool movie, because my roommate had all the Marvel superhero movies. And I hadn't seen that joint. Eventually I'm going to get around seeing that Denzel Gladiator jump. And whereas though, he's like regular dude, whatever his name was. And then the scientist man got him in one of these little capsules doing these tests on him. But the test ain't working for whatever the reason. So the scientist man get frustrated and tell his assistant, his Jeeves type dude, turn the capsule up to the max. He replied back to the mad scientist dude, if we turn it up to the max, it might kill him. He said either it's gonna kill him or make him who he's supposed to be. And on that note, I'ma holler at y'all. Ooh, ah.